Well, we ought to talk first about how long you've been here. How long?
We've actually took the shop over 26 years ago.
26 years?
Yeah, when Mother died.
Yes. And your mum was Emmy Papworth.
Yes.
And that's why it's called Emmy's Shop,
That's why
isn't it?
it used to be called Papa's Nude Agents.
Oh, was it?
But in the old days, everybody used to say, "Oh, we're going down Emmies."
Yes.
So we said, right, when we took it over, we changed it to Emmies.
Yes.
Trouble is, everybody now says, "Oh, we're going down Tommy's."
And actually, you don't like being Tommy, do you? You like being Tom? Am I right? Or
I don't. Yeah.
I don't like
She
it
doesn't
being.
like it.
I
Yeah.
hate it.
it sounds like a little lad.
Yeah, sounds like a cat.
But it's that's what everybody. Well, a lot of people call me, but yeah.
Yes.
As long as that's all they call me, I don't mind.
That's all right. Yes, and it's with affection, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
So 26 years.
yes. Yeah.
How long was your mother here? Do you remember?
24.
24 was it?
24. So we've got 50 years. That's been.
And then
My uncle before that.
Now, was your uncle George Bishop?
Yes.
Because I
He
can
was-
remember him.
Yeah.
Can I remember? Can I tell you what I remember about him? You can edit
He
it
used
out.
to go in the orchard. He used to go in the wheat sheaf.
we could down
Yeah.
a pint quicker than
Yeah.
you can.
Because
serve
I
it.
remember seeing
used-
him.
he
We
used
have
to-
to we have to say that the wheat sheaf is now the post office, but he used
Yeah.
to sit in that big window
Yeah.
where he could see.
And he also had a bell on the door that you could hear as well.
And so if anybody came in the shop,
He used to either leave his pint or drown it in a few seconds and be over here to serve the people. And then go back over there again.
yes.
You want to do 2 weeks or just the one? Just the one?
Just the one. That's
Right.
it, yeah.
Oh, he's getting ahead of me, that's why.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
He's a bit quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Right now we go back to the story because you've got connections as well. So what happened? Your parents.
You're talking
My
about
parents
George.
took over the Eagle, and I can always remember serving Uncle George. In fact, we didn't have to. We had to go down into the cellar to get the beer. We didn't have the pumps up there, so we went down the cellar, got him his beer, got up the top of the stairs. He gave me the money. I put it in the till, and there was an empty pot there ready for another one. Never known anybody down beer as fast as he did.
How was his health?
Oh, he was all right. Yeah,
was all right?
Yeah, he never used to get. He didn't sit there for hours and hours drinking.
Yeah.
He only used to go out and have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 at a time, and that was it. You know, he's
Yeah. Anyway, he managed to run the shop, didn't he?
well,
So-
sort of. Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it
What was the difference between the shop when George ran it and when you took over? Did you make changes?
We took over from Mother. We didn't take over.
Oh,
from
right,
Mother.
yes.
Mother took over.
Yes.
Over
Did
from
she make changes
Well, yeah, she was here and serving people basically.
instead of over the
Yeah,
wheat sheaf?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And because she was on the post at that time, she
As
was
well
the post
as-
lady
Yes. On her bicycle.
on her bike going around Lou and villages.
Do you know where I'll find Albion Place?
Yep.
Ah,
You know where the butcher's is just up here?
I'll find it.
Yeah. Well, just up the road there's a butcher's. Then there's a little alleyway.
Yeah.
And Albion Place it's actually in Bridge Street. It's not.
Oh, it's in
separate
Bridge
place.
Street.
Yeah. It's just 4 houses. There's a row of 4 houses this side of Chain Lane, which is by the butcher's.
Right. Tell me about when your mum took over.
Um,
Did she make many changes taking over? from
Not
George?
that many. No,
No.
she just because she'd actually they actually did originally run it before the war.
Yeah.
Granny, Mother, and a couple of my aunties. They used to go around on horse and cart around all the villages, selling groceries and what have you.
Oh, so this would be the centre of a little business that took everything round everybody who couldn't get to the shops.
Yeah, before the war. Yeah.
So in the
Yeah.
30s this is we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Fantastic.
And then-
So did the shop then sell more than just sweeties and
They
music?
didn't sell. It was totally different sort of a shop. As I say, it was green grocers basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fruit and vegetable and anything else you care to mention really.
Yeah, proper village shop.
Yeah.
With
yeah,
everything you needed.
Yeah.
Yes. So when then did it become just sweeties and, well, it's got a bit more than sweeties, hasn't it? The sweeties and the papers and the magazines.
don't really know, to be quite honest, because Uncle George used to sell. They used to do papers as well.
Yeah.
But basically, I suppose after the war, when the horse and cart died out,
Yes.
and I assume that they must have had different shops in the little villages, were then taking trade off of them, so they didn't bother going round.
Yes.
After rationing and whatever, there was just nothing to take round.
Yes. Yes.
So I think that was probably what.
But isn't it remarkable? It is not that long ago, is it, that we're talking about your mum as a postmistress on a bicycle,
Yeah.
and that's a little bit late. I was also saying this change with your mum going around on a bicycle
Yeah.
as the postmistress. That's one fantastic change. And the idea that when somebody comes, can nip across the road without waiting for all the traffic to go past,
Yeah,
it's
yes,
totally
true.
changed, hasn't
Yes,
it?
yeah.
Absolutely totally changed. And the fact that people, and you go around with, that's in the 30s up to the war, going around with a horse and cart is also almost unimaginable, isn't it? The only photograph I remember of your mother is when she's standing by the letterbox, and the letterbox, I think it's at Loophorn, has a blackbird's nest in it.
At the railway station.
Was it at the railway station?
Yeah.
Another thing that's changed,
And
isn't it?
I don't know what sort of bird it was. It had made its nest in the letterbox,
Amazing.
and they couldn't tape it up, but they put a notice on the side of the box, and a separate box by the side of the post box. This is the post office, not Mother, but the post office put a separate box by the side of the post box so that people could put their letters in their box to save disturbing the bird in its nest inside the box.
I think that's so nice. There's a change of times as well,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
People
They
having
wouldn't do
time.
that these days, would
It's
they?
having time, isn't it, for
Yeah.
that kind of thing? Absolutely. Who made, I mean, I'm just looking at your counter, which all my time in Bampton, I remember seeing just like that. And they're lovely, these little separate compartments with the sweeties. Who made that?
Arthur Plaster.
Did he? Now, he was another lovely carpenter, wasn't he?
The actual counter was made by him as well.
Was it?
Yeah, but it's got a cover over the front so you can't actually see
Yes.
the old counter now then.
Right. But he made, I know he was very skillful, he made
Yeah.
rocking horses, didn't he? And I think he also taught Brian Pugh, who made
Yeah,
the lovely
yeah,
gates
he
for the
worked,
church.
yeah.
Very, very skillful farmer. How lovely, so you've still got something of art
Yes,
there.
yeah. I don't know how old they are. Yeah, they must be getting on for 60 years old at least.
Yes. So did he make those? He made those for your mother, or
Yeah,
your,
he made
yes.
for Mother. Yeah.
Yes.
The counter used to be along that side
That I can't remember.
in the real old days.
Yeah, in the good old days.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she changed it around to this way.
Yes. So he's coming in.
Yeah. Well, so you can't get in the storeroom or upstairs.
Yes. Yes.
There's nothing to stop you going. Anybody coming in and going with the counter along there.
Yes.
You know, it's the sort of thing that didn't make any difference in the old days.
Yes.
But nowadays,
You've got to be a bit
you've
more
got to
careful.
protect everything. Yeah.
Yes. So do you know how long it's been a shop for?
No, not really. No. As far as I'm concerned, it's always been the shop
Yeah.
from before the war anyway.
Yes. Well, good enough. I mean, that's 60 years, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
And in the 30s as well as a different thing, as the kind of centre for groceries and
Yeah.
green groceries.
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
Yeah. Where was the horse and cart kept?
I don't know, to be quite honest.
I wonder if it was kept
No
over in the
idea.
Elephant and Castle, because they had a kind of farmyard at the back. Oh, and so did Castle View, didn't it? That was a farmyard.
Yeah, Doris Townsend's. Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know where it was kept actually.
Yes.
Probably in the yard.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And a hay bag. How much has it changed for you since you've been here? And changed for what you sell, or is it just...
Basically, we still sell more or less the same things we've always sold. There are a few odd different things that we try out and then discard them because nobody's interested in,
Oh, you
in
did
them.
still try out?
But basically, it's I should say 90% the same sort of things we sell
Yeah.
now as when we started.
Yes. You've got a huge selection of magazines for a small
Yes,
shop.
yeah.
How many? You have any idea?
There's, I would think there's about, we sell about 700, 800 different titles out of about 3,000.
You sell 700
We-
or 800 different titles.
Yeah,
So if I wanted something obscure like Roman coins,
yeah.
you've probably got it already.
Not now, but I could get one for you anyway.
You could get one.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That would be, that's just a coins monthly basically.
Yes.
It's called.
Oh, is it?
that you can
Right.
get for that. Yeah.
So there is one.
There is
I was
one,
trying to
yeah.
think of something really obscure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you name it nowadays, there's 99% sure you can get it through a newsagent. There are some titles that are subscription only,
Yes.
but they are very few and far between now. They're usually trade magazines,
Yes.
the subscription only. But yeah, you can see up there we've got tattoos. That's one of the new ones.
Oh, I see it at the end. Let's
Yeah.
have a shot of that.
There are about 4 different titles just on tattoos.
Extraordinary.
But
And you've got something about wood next to that,
yeah, it's painted woodworking,
And you've got toys.
magazines. Yeah.
and fishing.
Dirty,
Not on fishing.
dirty top shelf magazines comprise of gardening ones, so getting your hands dirty, not anything else.
Did you have you got it? I'm just looking to see if you got any so-called dirty magazines.
No, we don't.
You
We
refused
don't
to
do
sell
that.
them.
Yeah,
Did you always refuse to sell them?
we never sold them. They've never been sold in shops.
Good for you.
I tell a lie. Mother did sell one, had a subscription for somebody
Yeah.
who did actually have one a month.
Yes.
She was horrified.
And what? What did you say, Sylvia?
She was horrified.
She was horrified, was she?
Yeah, he was a film director, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a
And
film director, a
he was
proper
a-
film director then.
Right. Okay.
And he had this magazine. She put it in a brown paper bag when he came and picked it up.
You probably wouldn't nowadays, would you?
No,
So
no.
about waving it out. Yeah.
So when she ordered it, she didn't know what it was.
Yeah, she knew what it was. Yeah, he told her what it. Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he was. He wasn't worried. Yeah, he said, "Can I have this magazine?" But she knew what. Yeah, basically you know what they are anyway, and you can check them by the title. Yeah, it's normally. Yeah, there's quite a few clues in the title, but most of the men's magazines. So,
Why did you decide not to? Because it must be quite good business. But you just don't like it.
I don't.
It's-
no, but
it's
if I
not-
found one on the shelf, I'd burn it.
Yeah.
It's easy as that. I just wouldn't have it in here. And he knows it.
There's supposedly there is supposedly a large market for it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. That's interesting.
You know, if supermarkets don't need to sell it, why do I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we've got Sylvia keeping an eye on you.
yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Anyway, your parents ran the Eagle. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Memories of
That's
that?
where we met.
Okay, so you met in the Eagle. Sylvia, do you remember how?
He used to come in after fire service
Ah,
and have half a pint.
yes.
I never used
That's
to.
very modest.
And we got chatting and that was it. We started going out, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were the captain of the fire brigade. What do you call it? What's it called? Not the captain.
Officer in charge.
The officer in charge.
Yeah.
For a lot of years, weren't you?
I was in the fire service for 33 years,
Yes.
from 1963 to 96, and I was made officer in charge in 1977.
And that worked with running a shop?
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you do it? You just said,
When-
Sylvia, come on. I'll
When
go
the bell,
rush off.
when the alerter or the bells or the siren went off,
Yeah.
I used to just drop everything and say, sorry, the customer's on off. And
Yeah.
Sylvia obviously got a bell, or she had an alerter down home as well, and she used
Yeah.
to pop up if she wasn't in here and
Yes.
just take over where I left off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was, well, that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Before that, when I worked at the garage, it was the same thing. The siren was on the town hall,
Yes, I can remember.
right where the garage was. So as soon as the siren went off I used to go and do the job I was doing,
Yeah.
and I had to wait till I came back again.
Yeah. So when you were at the Eagle, was that when the Catholic Church was upstairs?
No, after that.
That was after that,
Yeah,
was it?
that was the landlord before us.
Yes.
That used to be my bedroom,
Oh, was it?
where the Catholic Church was.
Did they have a certain atmosphere?
A bit frightening.
Was it really?
Yeah, took me a while to get used to it.
Yes. It didn't look like a church.
No,
No.
no.
It's just the idea of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hearing all those confessions, maybe.
Did your parents still run the little sweet shop from the window?
Yes.
They did,
Yeah.
did they?
Yeah, because they used to come in for bars of chocolate and stuff like that. That's when I used to, if they couldn't say thank you, I used to hang on to it.
It's
said,
interesting.
well,
It's in how many sweet shops, because Mrs. Rogers across the road was a sweet shop,
Yeah.
wasn't she?
Yeah.
A whole lot of different little shops we had there way back. Yes, and they've all slowly disappeared, haven't they?
Yeah.
Except this one.
Except this one. Yeah.
And it's not going to, is it?
Not. Hopefully not. Anyway.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear you say that. We've got that on film too, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful shop because I know there's something cosy and old-fashioned about it, isn't there? And something. I mean, I remember counters like this as a child, looking way back.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
way back 60 years, and it's so timeless.
It's amazing the number of people who come in and say, "Oh, well, I'm seeing a counter like that for you."
Yes, it's very nice. Yes, they never modernise it.
But it always has the feeling to me as part of an extended family. It's the Bampton family, you know, it's all part of the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, you are very Bampton,
Yeah.
aren't you? Because I
Yeah, I
should
was
think
born here.
you could list who you're related to.
Not really. No.
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 You were actually born in Bampton.
Yeah.
Wow. How about your mother?
I think she was. I think she was born in Bampton. But I think all the bishops were born in Bampton.
they used to live down the Aston Road, didn't they?
Yeah.
They used to live down the Aston
Aston
Road,
Road,
did
yeah,
they? Yes. Were they farmers or
No.
no?
No, there was 6, I think. And
What,
my-
your mother was one of 6?
Yeah, yeah. There's mother, Auntie Rose, Auntie Dee, who lives round the corner still, Fred, who died in the war, or just after the war, wasn't it? And who was there?
George?
And George, yeah, we remember.
Uncle,
Yeah,
uncle,
yeah.
Yeah.
uncle.
And another one.
Used to live there, Auntie Rose Green.
So, yeah, that was Auntie
Uncle
Rose. Yeah.
Ted.
Oh, Uncle Ted, yeah,
Uncle
Uncle
Ted.
Ted in London. He lived in London till he lost his wife and came back to Bampton.
He came back to
He
Bampton, did
came
he?
back here, yeah.
Did he?
He stayed here till
Yeah.
he died.
A lot of people do come back to Bampton, don't they?
No, but he came back here
Yeah.
till he died.
Did he? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lived with mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little 2-year-old. He couldn't have been any more than 2. And he came in, walked to the fridge, stuffed a can of iron brew up his shirt, and as I say, it was sticking out the top under his chin. And I said, they haven't trained you very well, have they?
Was he with parents?
No,
or
he came in.
stuff like that?
Well, there was a couple of them. Yeah, there's a couple of little ones.
Yeah.
And the parents, they never have any parents when they come in. He's not with me. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just followed me up the road sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I said, well, if he does it again, you're bad as well. And you know, the big ones are bad, they stay bad. You know, the little ones, well, you know, it's not their fault to begin with.
No, there's a bit of hope for them.
Yeah,
Yes.
but so when she starts barking, when they come in, and they say, why does she keep barking? I said, because she don't like you. And I say, and then they say, well, why doesn't she like us? I said, because we don't like you either.
Dear.
And yeah, oh, and off they go.
Yes.
Yeah, it's you know, you've got to tell the truth.
Now, when Mr. Matthews was here, and you said the paper's coming at 6, and he thought you meant 6 in the evening, didn't
Yeah,
he?
they used to come in at that time.
Yes.
Or
But
more or
and
less.
does that your day starts at 6, or does your day start before that? When does your day start?
I'll get up at 5:30.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is that
And
to
I'll
receive the
open
paper?
the shop. No, they're left on the doorstep.
Right.
About 5:30, or they can come at any time from 4 o'clock onwards.
Yes.
But normally it's between 5 and 5:30 when they actually get to here,
Yes.
and then I open at 6
Yes.
and get them all in.
And you get what time's the first customer?
5:30.
Really?
Well, before that, because actually one of them, well, I've got 2 that always help me get the papers in anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you sort them, and do you give them to the paper boys, or what happens?
Yeah, we unlike most newsagents who the paper boys have to put their own rounds up. They come in, they have to get all their papers and sort them all out themselves. I actually put them in rounds, and then all they do is walk through the door, and they give me their bag. I put the bag papers in the bag, and off they go and deliver them. They're
How many
all
paper
marked
boys?
up. 9.
9 paper
9
boys.
on during the week. Yeah.
So you've got 9 rounds you're sorting out
Yeah.
in a kind of
In a about Erin and
Making sense of the
Erin.
location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all in little sections of Bampton.
Yeah. How do you manage to find 9 paperweights? Has there always been plenty on offer?
No, not always.
Oh.
There never is plenty on offer, but generally speaking, we've got enough.
Yeah.
Touch wood to go
And-
round.
And are you now limited by the old health and safety laws?
Yes, yeah.
So are they got to be a certain age?
They've got to be 13.
Right.
They're only allowed to do an hour before school, which is physically almost impossible now, because they're not allowed to start till 7, and the school bus goes at 1:30. So they have a struggle to do it. So yeah, they come down just before 7, or
Yeah.
and they just about got enough time to do it before they go to school.
That's very difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Very difficult.
Do you have any adults as paper boys, or are they literally all children?
No, we've got some adults as well. Well, one. Yeah, one adult, that's all.
Mm.
Yeah. We did have 2 or 3. We did have the oldest paper boy in Bampton, in the country, but he's retired now.
How old was he?
He was he 76?
Who was that? Who was that?
Frank Earl.
Frank
Earl.
Frank Earl.
Yeah,
Yes, I don't.
He's finished now, is he?
yeah.
Because I
A couple
have
of
seen
couple
him,
of
that's
years,
why I asked
about
if you had any
18 months
adults.
ago he finished
Right.
at Christmas, yeah.
But that must have kept him pretty fit.
Yeah, well, he did have a triple bypass
They're on
about
late today. You like biscuits in the
6
afternoon.
years ago. No, 8 years ago, 10 years ago.
While he was still a paper boy.
It was,
There you go.
he was a paper boy then, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, he'd had a bad heart for years and years.
Yeah.
And he was just waiting, basically, and he hadn't
Okay.
done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot then.
He then
That's all right.
stopped doing it for
Put you in there.
6 or 8 months while he recovered.
Yeah.
And then he was
That's
back there.
That's different.
Carried on for another 6 or 8 years
Did he?
afterwards, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not even a very sociable job. You don't necessarily see the
Don't see
people.
him
do
too
you?
many people. Not when he used to come down, he didn't. Yeah, because he used to come down about 4 o'clock for some reason and then stand and wait outside.
Do you find it a sociable job? Do you like being in here?
Yeah, I quite like it. Yeah, meeting people. Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you.
Get the gossip, don't you? Do you?
Usually, yeah. Not always though. It's quite often you think, you're actually in here and somebody comes in and you say, oh, I haven't seen so and so for a long time. How is it? Yeah, they always died about 3 years ago. That sort of thing. You think, oh, I shouldn't have asked that. But I must admit, I had one day. I had 3 people came in that I hadn't seen for some time, and I asked how their partners, either male or female, were, and all 3 of them said they died within the last 3 months. And I thought, well, I'm not going to bother asking anybody else anymore.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those days, he's died last week. I think one of them died about a week before, and a couple of them have died within the last couple of months.
Yes.
But we do normally find out things.
Hear the news.
Yeah. Whether it's true or not, it's another matter, but you hear all sorts of stories going round.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, when Terry comes back with his paper in the morning, I say, what news from Tom then?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And old Ted Dixie said, of course, they used to play the bells when somebody had died or when there was a funeral. And it was a bell for the women, different bell for the men. But of course, they don't do that anymore. So the whole village would know that somebody had died, so presumably that would
Yeah.
send word around a bit quicker. Yeah. But there's still plenty of gossip.
Oh, yeah.
There always will be.
No, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it? Was it a good mixture being the fire officer and running a shop?
The 2 don't mix. Well, being in charge of a fire station doesn't mix with anything.
Doesn't it?
No, because
Because you have to be ready
you're
to
tied again.
Oh yeah.
Not just being in charge of it, but actually being in the fire service. In those days, it used to be really a 24-hour job, because you were actually on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's when there weren't many people about, which was a problem at times. You never, like they do nowadays, they have time off.
Yeah.
Because there's enough crew left for the machine to turn out. But in the old days, it was quite a problem. You know, you didn't dare go out in case you didn't, you know, in case they had a fire and the machine couldn't turn out.
Yeah.
But
And I believe it's a kind of point of pride that you get up there absolutely as quick as possible.
Yeah,
So I
oh,
used to
yeah.
meet Brian Q. I'd be coming up the footpath in this hurricane, which was Brian Q. Would be hurling himself down the path
Yeah,
to get up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go into his car. Yeah. And I remember he had to borrow my bike one time because his car had packed up. And he had to have the bike at the ready.
yeah, I used to have a bike outside.
Yeah, ready to go.
On the side outside. I had about 5, 6 pins while they were just let out. They stood out there. So,
Yes. And that was ready to get
that was
there
when
as fast as
when the
possible.
fire station was at the town hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was too far for me to bike up to the council houses, so I used to use my car then.
Do you remember what year it opened at the Upney Road?
72.
Oh, right.
1972.
Is there a plaque somewhere inside the fire
Yes.
station?
Yes. Well, in fact, I think
Good.
it's either I think it's 71, but the meeting was the opening was 72. Yeah.
Tom, is there anything else? I always ask this question. Is there anything else I should be asking you?
Well, when we took over,
Here? Yeah.
when we took the shop over,
Yes.
the area we're in now
Yeah.
was the shop, just this bit.
Yes. What was this bit?
This was the shop. This,
Okay.
you know, this
Oh,
where
okay.
you're stood
Yeah.
in the middle of a wall.
Right. So this was a wall.
That was mother's front room.
Right. Yes.
Just after we took it over, we had the main wall taken out,
Yeah.
and as you can imagine, it was a bit tight in this part with everything that was in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've expanded everything, you know, doubled the size.
Yes. You got crisps and cards and more sweeties, wrapping paper. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So it was
Um,
that was all in here,
Yes.
but in this area.
In this small space.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of it was out the back. You know,
Yeah.
somebody come in and say, well, it doesn't happen these days. People used to come in and say, oh, have you got so and so? Yeah, I'll go and get it for you. If you can't see it nowadays, well, they'll put it off, you know, and they go out. They won't
Yes.
stop and ask whether you've got anything or not.
Unless they knew you, then they would, wouldn't they?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, really?
No. It's surprising, you know, even you say people know you, but there are people who come in the shop that come in quite often, and I've no idea who they are. But I say hello to them, and they'll say, eventually they'll say, oh, hello, Tom, and I think, well, how did you know? You know, you've been in here so often that you've realised, you found out what my name is,
Yeah.
and you'll call me Tom, but I haven't got a clue what your name is.
Yes.
So, no, it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, people just look at the magazines and they can't see what they're looking for. They'll look at the browser and I'll say, oh, can you see what you're looking for? Or are you looking for anything in particular? No. Oh, all right. Then off I go. Yeah.
Don't ask.
No.
No. Are you going to add to your list of things? Or you think you've got...
Not really.
No.
It was,
Thank you.
the biggest problem is you start treading on other people's toes.
I know,
Yeah,
I think-
I know it doesn't make any difference these days, but
Should.
it should do.
It
yeah,
should do in a
yeah.
community, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I wondered if it had made a difference Adrian going. Because there's lots of little things
The
that you
the
had.
biggest problem with that, well, not the problem with Adrian going, is that the stuff that he sold, yes, I would like to have sold some of the stuff, but where do we put it?
You're going to have to hang it from the ceiling, but even the ceiling isn't high enough, is it?
No.
There are some odd bits and pieces that could have been done, but I must admit you get set in your ways, and
You mean you needed
It's
to be
quite-
20 years younger? didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at this building from across the road, it's now all of your home and shop. But
Yeah.
it was originally more than one home, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was 3. They were all
So you had
just
the
one
shop,
up, one up and
the
one
middle
down.
home, and the one at the far end.
Yeah, yeah. When we were married, the house was all one, because I lived here with mother. We rattled about in the house, and then when we got married, we split it into 2. So that we then had. Well, there was 2 kitchens. There was 2 kitchens here anyway. And, but when we got married, we had it totally separated because we were expecting Natasha,
No, we weren't. Not for 6
Not
years.
then, well, yeah. In between the two, between getting married and Natasha arriving, we had the house split into two, and 2 north bedrooms built down our end, where we were living, but the 2 houses interlocked. So we both used the same set of stairs in those days. Mother came down our end to go up to her bedroom, and we used to go through her end up the stairs to get to our bedrooms. And so we had it split in 2, and we had 2 bedrooms built on our end. She had a bathroom built on this end, and a set of stairs. So we and then we blocked the 2 entrances that were between the 2 houses to make it into 2 houses then. And it was like that until she died. And then we knocked the hole in the wall downstairs. And
A lot of people will remember her as a really cheerful person.
yeah.
She was
She
really
was,
cheerful,
yeah.
really friendly, really sweet. She was lovely. She was like your archetypal postmistress, wasn't she? She was a sweetheart.
She wasn't the postmistress.
Well,
She was-
that's what I remember her as. I remember her as
She was only
the post person.
She was only the postwoman.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Who was delivering with her at the same time?
I've no idea.
I don't remember anybody else. But maybe she was. Yes, I
No,
don't
there
remember.
were some more.
Were there?
Yeah.
Yes.
George Dafter was one.
Oh yes,
wasn't
remember
he?
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The post office used to be where Wheelgate House is then. So this was the shop was one room, had a kitchen on, we'd assume at the back there. I've no idea where the staircase could have been for it. But and then there's this room up here and another one at the back, which is I presume was the one, and there's a one in the middle, and a one upstairs, and an old lean-to kitchen upstairs, and down our end, which we call our end, there is up and downstairs and the kitchen at the back.
And then you built the 2 bedrooms
And
on.
then we put the 2 bedrooms over the top of it, because the kitchen we had was an asbestos roof. That's just a sloping asbestos single-storey building. And so we had two bedrooms put on the top of it, and Mother had a
Staircase put in.
the staircase and the
And
bathroom
the bathroom.
next to the kitchen.
Surprising how places alter over the years.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
you
You can't go
forget.
back.
No,
you
you
think,
can't.
well, what did we used to do there then? You know, and you think about it, and I can't really remember. You know, I know the house groans every time we do anything to it, and thinks to say, "Oh, not again! They're knocking me about again."
It
But
is hard to remember, but I
it's-
remember coming to my cottage and going to the well in the garden to get the water every morning. And Mrs. would not the same well. She would come round early in the morning, early before we were up. Get her 2 buckets lasted a day. Amazing.
Yeah.
From your well.
From the well, yes.
So whereabouts in your garden's the well?
Where
Still
it is
there.
now, where it is now.
It is, absolutely, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So that's just on the right as you go in front of your
Yes,
sheds.
it's sort of in front of the shed.
Mm.
It's still there, still got water in. Never,
So you-
never undone. So I could be under
Can you
siege.
water your garden from it?
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant.
I did. I could. But it is amazing to think how it wasn't that long ago. Well, to me, it's not that long ago
No,
that we managed like that.
because you were there when I was a little one, weren't you?
I was,
Well,
yes.
not a little one, I was at school.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I remember you,
Yeah.
and I remember your mum. Yeah, I remember George, and I remember the dash across
Yeah.
the road to the shop.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And yes, it just proves how tired it is, because he couldn't do it now. He'd be knocked over several times a day.
Yeah.
I remember quite some while ago Arthur Hill coming out with his Oxford mail in the afternoon waiting to cross the
Yeah.
road, and he says, "It'll be yesterday's news by the time I get across this road."
Yes. And that's some time ago. It's
Yes,
even worse
it
now,
is.
isn't it? It's getting
Yeah.
worse and worse.
It seems to come in fits and starts there. 1 minute there's, for quite a while there's nothing there, and all of a sudden they all come together.
Yeah.